in this online meeting, right? I hope you must be enjoying all the sessions, right? We are trying our level best to give you the best of the resource person across the nation. Having said this, today we will just try to explore one important aspect of NEP 2020, that is research and development. And to be very specific, we will explore uh, academic integrity and research and publication ethics, right? So there are very many things which are expected from teachers, right? I very well know, while introducing Ankit has also pointed out that I started my career way back in 1990. Okay, so I have put in roughly 3.5 decades. Okay, I worked with government engineering, then government polytechnic, and then the university setup from 2007 onwards. So what I realized it earlier, there were no compulsions. Okay, there were no expectations from teachers, particularly in terms of research and so on. But gradually, what has happened that the regulating bodies or the agencies like say UGC and AICTE, they realized that the teacher's job is not only to teach but to carry out research. So, and if you look at the international scenarios, again, you will find that it is very relevant. Okay, so unfortunately, we have a huge gap when it comes to, you can say, academia and industry. And that is again still pertaining, right? As on date, again, we are facing a lot of problems. So we do have close compartment when it comes to, you can say, academia, and we do not want to open our door to industry. But as a matter of fact, we need to collaborate with industry. And whatever research, whatever academic activity you carry out along with the research, if you can transform that in the form of, you can say, the technology transfer. Okay, as I think Ankit has pointed out that I do have some patent granted, but grant of a patent is not enough, right? If let's say if you can transform, yes, hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. आज कोई सर और ग्रंथ नहीं हो रहा है बाकी हम भी लेट आ सकते हैं स्टार्ट कर लेंगे सर ये लेट जाएगा
You are not visible, sir.
बोले तो अपना कार्य सक्सेस दिखाना देगा ये गुण आपने
Hello.
Yes, sir. There is some technical glitch. We will wait for a couple of time. Sir will rejoin and then we will start. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sorry for the interruption. Actually, what has happened? There was a power failure at my place, right? Uh, anyway, so really sorry for that. But anyway, we'll continue our discussion. As I was talking about that, we will be touching upon one important aspect. I hope I am loud and clear. Any one of you just confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Actually, I don't know, but the modus operandi of this particular NEP orientation and sensitization program is not monologue kind of a thing. It is expected that the resource person should get involved all the participants, right, in the changes whatever taking place, right. So we should brainstorm on all the aspects, right. So as I was talking about that, R&D is one of the integral part. Okay, I'll be talking in English as well as Hindi and Marathi, right, because we are all from Maharashtra, right. So allow me to speak maybe in between Hindi as well as Marathi, right. Now, having said this, let me begin my deliberation because we are already late. Okay, we are already late. Allow me to share my presentation first of all. Okay, uh, so let me share my screen. Okay. So hopefully, my entire screen is visible to you. Hello, whether my presentation is visible to you? Yes, any
Yes,
one
sir.
of you? Yes, yes. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Okay.
Sir,
Thank
please
you.
make it full screen.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Right. So I hope now it is in presentation mode and the entire screen is visible to you. Right. So this is what is there on the agenda as far as this session is concerned. Okay, we will talk about one important aspect, that is research and development, which is the integral part of NEP 2020. Okay, wherein we will just try to explore two important components. One is the academic integrity, and the second is the research and publication ethics. Now, having said this, this is what is there on the agenda as far as this 90-minute session is concerned. Okay, we will start with some basics, uh, that is the changing role of a teacher, right. So we are all teachers, right. Most of us, we feel that our primary job is to teach and don't do anything other than teaching, right. But and there is no doubt about that our primary role is to teach. But apart from teaching, there are very many things which are expected from government front. Okay, so we'll just try to have a look at all those aspects. Then we will move ahead with what is academic integrity, then what is the need of academic integrity, why do we require this kind of why it has happened. As a matter of fact, we'll just try to dig it, and then we'll see what are the various compromises normally we make when it comes to research and publication, wherein we will discuss duplicate publication, authorship and order, scientific misconduct. Again, under scientific misconduct, we'll just try to have a look at which is most of us you must be acquainted with, that is plagiarism, okay, or fabrication or falsification of academic data and so on. But we will not end there. We will just try to explore one important aspect, what they call it as the conflict of interest. Now, this is gaining importance in recent past. Okay, so we'll just try to understand that as well, and we will end our deliberation with having a look at what are the various organizations who are actively working. These are all NGOs, those who are actively working in this particular area of academic integrity and publication ethics. Okay, so we'll just try to examine their code of conduct and how we can approach them and how we can resolve, let's say, if we face some problem in all these aspects. Now, having said this, let me begin with the very first component, that is the changing role of a teacher. Somewhere I said that in the beginning that I joined way back in 1990. Those days only BTech or for even for senior colleges, only BSc or MSc was enough qualification for getting a lecturer's job. Those days we do not have assistant professor and all kind of nomenclatures or designations, but that was enough, and no research, no nothing. Even PG was not expected. So forget about PhD and all, right? But what has happened over a period of time, government realized that teaching is definitely needed. It is the fundamental duty. But when it comes to HEIs, their expectations were a little bit more. And what are those expectations? The very first one is teaching. Okay, there's no doubt about it. But R&D has been integrated with teaching, and that's why your role, if you look at the responsibilities of a assistant professor or associate professor or a senior professor for that purpose, you will find that it is teaching and research. Okay, it is not merely teaching, it is teaching and research, right? So if somebody asks you to define your role, you need to collaborate, right? Rather add teaching as well as research. So these two things, they are going hand in hand, okay, particularly last 15 to 20 years. So research and development is expected, but the things not stop there. Okay, the expectation of government is little bit more. Okay, merely carrying out research, okay, filing patent and getting patent granted is again not enough. Okay, how much revenue you can generate out of it? Maybe say in terms of consultancy or some IRG, in terms of, you can say, the fees your institution may charge for transforming that patent into real life product, right? So internal revenue generation. Now, why it is so? Because the government feel that, or the funding agencies, they feel that, okay, the whatever resources they are giving it to you, you must utilize them to their fullest extent, and you must generate some money out of it, so that you can in future you can become, or the institutions can become self-sustainable. Okay, that is, those days are far away, but that is what is there in the pipeline, right? So your role is not merely to teach, but to carry out research, carry out some consultancy, generate some fund revenue in terms of internal revenue generation, so as to make your institutional sustainable, right? Now, having said this, let us go ahead with some important aspect. Okay, whenever it comes to research, okay, normally we do not have now the UGC guidelines. Say for example, for PhD and all, they have made it mandatory to undergo some coursework wherein you have been taught, that is how to write a research paper and so on. Okay, that what research methodology is all about. But normally, if you look at your BSc or MSc curricula, or maybe BE, BTech or ME, MTech curricula, you hardly find any subject wherein you have been taught exactly, that is how to write a paper in particular, or a research, or how to carry out a research. Okay, but there are obvious reasons wherein if you just try to look at this particular slide, you will understand that some way or the other we are compelled to write. Many times we write for conveying the information, many times we write for expressing our thoughts. Okay, let's say you are undergoing this particular course, your coordinator may ask you to complete some assignment. Okay, that for that purpose again one has to write. Okay, and then as you can see the rest of the things, that is many times we write for publishing our work. Now why do we publish? We publish, the only reason is to get you can say famous in your domain, or there are some other obvious reason as well, right? Many times you have to write for submitting or fetching for grant from various funding agencies, becoming famous. Okay, organizing your thoughts, remembering your thoughts, maintaining historical records, and so on and so forth. So this is again a very indicative list. Okay, this is not an exhaustive list wherein we are compelled to write. But unfortunately, we do not have any subject, any course in our curricula wherein we have been taught that is how to write, right? How to write a research article or how to write a research proposal, and so on and so forth. And that is the reason why we commit mistake when it comes to research article writing, or preparing some research proposal and so on. Right. Now, having said this, let us come back to the you can say the important topic which we wanted to explore in greater detail, that is academic integrity. तो integrity से आप क्या समझते हैं? What is your take on integrity? Forget about academic integrity. आपको क्या लगता है कि what is integrity? Any one of you? I hope you have every right to unmute yourself. ठीक है ना? तो integrity से आप क्या समझते हैं? What is your take on that? देखिए, मैं रिसर्च से इसको रिलेट बाद में करूंगा, लेकिन इफ यू लुक एट दी, यू कैन से दी डिक्शनरी मीनिंग ऑफ इंटीग्रिटी, it is nothing but the, yes, any one of you? I hope you people are with me. I very well understand that you may be having some other assignment as well simultaneously, but at least few of you can respond. So integrity is nothing but the honesty. It is nothing but the honesty. If you look at your performance appraisal, okay, or the academic performance report yearly, okay, there is one specific column which talks about your integrity and character. So normally integrity is nothing but the honesty. Okay, it is nothing but the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change. So despite of the pressure from your higher ups or anybody, right? So there are certain things wherein you may come up with an answer wherein you will say, sir, sorry, no, right? Don't expect this from me. So that is what is integrity, right? That is what is integrity. So it is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principle that you refuse to change. Okay, but now if you put academic in front of it, so whatever activity you carry out as a teacher or a academician, okay, how honest you are about all those aspects. Okay, that is nothing but the academic integrity. But what is the need of academic integrity? Right. So as to understand this, we will just try to have a cursory look at few cases at rather 5 specific cases at international level, and maybe 4 or 5 cases at national level, okay, which has given birth to this particular aspect, right? That is, and that's why our regulating agency like say UGC and AICTE, they decided that they must come up with some regulating guidelines in this regard. So if you look at the international scenario, okay, and I'll not go into the details of all those aspects. Okay, we will simply, as I said, we'll have a cursory look because we have already started a little bit late due to the power disruptions and so on. Okay, so the very first case, if you look at, it was a speech made by Melania Trump versus Michelle Obama. Okay, and when it has happened in the Republican National Convention in 2016, wherein Melania Trump has been accused for her speech that she's has stolen some paragraphs from somewhere else. Right now, again, we do not wish to indulge into whether she was really accused or not. Right, maybe whatever has happened, but this was one of the very popular case those days. Then if you look at the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling, versus Adrian Jacob. Okay, wherein the you can say the British author, she stole some of her ideas for Harry Potter. Okay, this is again, and you know how much money this Harry Potter has generated, right? So the Lord of Rings series by J.R.R. Tolkien versus Richard Wagner, that was the another controversial case in at international level. Okay, there are two more, that is Game of Pong created by Atari versus Magnavox. Okay, Da Vinci Code written by Dan Brown. This was actually very, very popular and well studied. Okay, there are people who have carried out research as well on this particular aspect, right? Now, so if you look at these 5 international cases, you will realize that there is definitely a need of academic integrity, right? So we have to have some mechanism, some regulating guidelines in this regard, right? Now, if you look at the national scenario, things are not very different. Okay, these are 5 famous plagiarism cases in our country. Okay, now if you look at my slides, you will definitely find that the sources are mentioned over there. That is, say for example, this has been taken up from the copyleaks.com. So wherein, if you look at the very first case itself, 5 plagiarized article on Indian Foundation website, wherein big names like MJ Akbar, Nirmala Sitaraman, Swapna Das Gupta, and others. Okay, again, I do not want to hurt anybody's sentiments in this regard. Okay, our idea is not to get involved in those controversies. Rather, our focus here is to understand whether this topic is really important or not. Right. If you look at the second case, that is the chemistry professor accused of plagiarizing more than 70 articles from Sri Venkateswara University. Kavya Vishwanathan, when she wrote her debut novel, okay, she has been accused of plagiarism. Then Stanford University wrote to late President APJ Abdul Kalam about Professor Rajput plagiarism accusation of Dr. Grunathan and his group, and so on, right? So again, with due respect to all these big people, right? They themselves are you can say the stalwarts in their domain. Okay, but they were some way or the other, they were involved in these kind of you can say the cases, right? So what has happened, particularly if you look at between 2007 to 11, in our country we have reported highest plagiarism, and that has led the regulating agency like UGC or AICT to take up this issue very seriously, and they have come up with certain regulatory guidelines in this regard, right? So before moving ahead to all those guidelines and what are the provisions and in what way it is dangerous for us as a academician, okay, we need to understand the another important aspect of our today's deliberation, that is publication ethics, right? I will not directly move to publication ethics. We will start from ethics, right? So we need to understand what ethics are all about. So as to understand this, just consider you can say a hypothetical scenario. You are on a morning or a evening walk, okay, and you found some money lying on the street. So what do you do? Let's say if you found some money lying on the street, on okay, these are these the 4 options I am giving it to you. The very first one, that is A, is leave it as it is. B is pick it up and spend it. C is pick it up and give it to charity, and D is do something else. Now, here I would definitely love to hear your responses. So, whether you will go ahead with A, B, C, or D. Yes. And if along with the justification, along with the justification. Yes, any one of you. क्या लगता है आपको? आप मॉर्निंग या इवनिंग वॉक पे हैं? हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं इथिक्स को समझने की, ठीक है? So ethics is ethical dilemma is not that simple to understand, right? And that's why I'm taking this simple, pretty simple example to make it clear. So क्या लगता है आपको? Any one of you?
The best option will be three.
First option, A.
No, not first. Third.
Third, okay. Pick it up and give it to charity. Okay.
Yes.
Pick it up and give it to charity. Anybody else who wish to give something else as the answer? Yes. हेलो,
Sir, third option.
थर्ड ऑप्शन सर. हेलो,
Yes, sir, third option.
third option. Okay, all of you want to go with third option, but nobody has asked me what is the amount of that money. Whether let's say if it is 500 rupees note, what you will do if it is. I hope my slides are visible to you, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So what I was talking about, so all of you are saying you will go with C, that is pick it up and give it to charity. But nobody is coming up. Even A is again, there is no problem, leave it as it is. Okay. And something else is again, I don't think there is any problem, right? Something else means wherein you will just try to find out who is the real owner of that money. है ना, अपन पूछेंगे आसपास में जो लोग खड़े हैं उनसे पूछेंगे कि भाई सर ये आपके हैं क्या वगैरह वगैरह. And let's say if you do not found the real owner, what do? You will locate the nearest police station and you will deposit that money in that police station, right? Now the question here is, let's say if the amount of money, I'm making a vague statement, okay, some money asset, okay, let's say if the amount of money is a 200 rupees note, or if it is 1 crore 500 rupees consisting of 1 CR, a full bag of 500 rupees note consisting roughly 1 CR, what you will do? Whether your answer will change or you will still go ahead with the C.
No, it will change, sir.
It will change. So in that case, what you will do, ma'am?
If the amount is too big, then we will go to police station and deposit it.
That is something else, right? But let's say
Yes.
if it is small amount, what you will do, either you will leave it as it is or you will pick it up and give it to charity, right? There's nothing wrong in that. But nobody is saying that pick it up and spend it, right? Nobody is going for option B, right? Irrespective of the amount. Okay, now let me make it a little bit more complex. Okay, now I'm trying to make the situation more complex. Let's assume that you are hungry. ऐसा किसी के साथ हो ना, पिछले 8 दिन से आपने कुछ खाया नहीं है. ओके, अब आपको 200 रुपए का नोट मिलता है, इवनिंग का टाइम है, एंड देयर आर वी डू हैव नाउअडेज दिस फूड स्टॉल एवरीवेयर. ओके, सो आपको 200 रुपए का नोट मिलता है, आपने पिछले 8 रोज से कुछ नहीं खाया है, यू आर हंग्री. ओके, नाउ व्हाट यू विल डू? Now don't lie, okay? Don't lie. Just tell me what you will do. We are all human beings. You or myself, okay? That doesn't make any difference, right? What do you do then in that case? Let's say you are hungry since last 8 days. ठीक है, शाम का वक्त है, 5:30-6 बज रहे हैं. आपको 200 रुपए का नोट मिलता है, आपने उसे नोट को उठाया, अब आप क्या करेंगे?
ऑप्शन 3.
Sir. Yes, sir.
सर
I
भूखे
use
हैं आप
option B.
पिछले 8 रोज से
And
आपने,
spread it
सर पिछले 8 रोज से आपने कुछ नहीं
food.
खाया है. पिछले 8 रोज से आपने कुछ नहीं खाया है, आप हंग्री हैं.
फिर भी ऑप्शन नंबर 3 से जाएंगे सर.
फिर भी ऑप्शन मतलब आपके कॉन्सेंसस. अब थोड़ा और बढ़ाता हूं, मैं आपकी भूख को और बढ़ाता हूं. आपने 15 दिन से कुछ नहीं खाया है या महीने भर से कुछ नहीं खाया है, सिर्फ पानी पर जिंदा है आप. ठीक है, अब 200 रुपए की नोट दिखती है आपको, शाम का वक्त है, बाजू में ही चाट वाला बैठा है टपरी पर. ठीक है,
फिर भी ऑप्शन नंबर 3.
फिर भी 3 पे जाएंगे तो ठीक है. चलिए, लेकिन इवन इफ यू इन दैट सिनेरियो, लेट्स से इफ somebody has picked up that 200 rupees note, or he or she is having her lunch, dinner or breakfast depending upon the time. Okay, और पता चला कि थोड़ी देर बाद जिसके पैसे थे वो बंदा वहां पे आता है. ठीक है, और उसको कोई बोलता है कि भाई ये आपके 200 रुपये का नोट इन्होंने उठाया और ये लंच या डिनर कर रहे हैं. And then you approach that person. अभय जोशी सर कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं. अभय जोशी सर कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं. यस सर, जोशी सर प्लीज. अभय जोशी सर.
Sorry, sir, by mistake.
ओह अच्छा, ठीक है.
Sorry, sir, by mistake.
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. चलिए, तो मैं ये कह रहा था कि अगर forget about yourself, okay, forget about myself, and somebody else has picked up. और उसने क्या किया, अब वो पिछले 8 दिन से भूखा है, वो बंदे ने उठाया, उसके दिमाग में कुछ नहीं आएगा, उसको लगेगा यार अभी तो भूखा आदमी, उसको कुछ नहीं सूझता है, वो 200 रुपये लेगा और पता चला कहीं पे स्टॉल पे बैठ के वो नाश्ता कर रहा है या खाना खा रहा है। अब उसका जो रियल ओनर है वो वहां पे आया, किसी ने कहा कि सर ये आपके 200 रुपये यहाँ थे ना, शायद ये देखिए ये बंदे ने उठाया और देखो वहां बैठ के लंच या डिनर कर रहा है या नाश्ता कर रहा है, जो कुछ भी कर रहा है, खा रहा है। अब वो बंदे के पास आप जाते हो एंड देन ही और शी विल नैरेट यू कि सर मैंने पैसे उठाए आपके, ओके, ही इज नॉट ए लायर, राइट, ही हैज एक्सेप्टेड दैट वो पैसे उसने उठाए, लेकिन साथ में उसने ये भी कहा कि सर मैं पिछले 8 दिन से भूखा था, ठीक है, अब ये 200 रुपये मिले तो मैंने सोचा कि भैया अब मैं खा लूं। तो इवन इफ यू आर द ओनर, ओके, यू विल नेवर एवर फायर दैट पर्सन, यू विल से कि ठीक है ना, आप भूखे थे 8 रोज से, आपने खा लिया, चलो ठीक है, ऑल डन, राइट। This is how it is. This is how it is normally. Okay, I am not talking about exceptions. Exceptions are always there. Okay, exceptions are always there. But in general, okay, this is how the situation would be. Okay, so what does this mean? Your ethical behavior is not determinal on one single parameter. So there are very many things which makes your ethical behavior. Now, what are all those things? Okay, that we need to understand. So ethical behavior depends on many factors. The very first one is the individual involved. As when I tossed the very first scenario wherein everybody was saying that we will go with C. Why it is so? Because we are groomed up with that kind of an environment wherein we have been taught, आपको और मुझे ये बताया गया, जो भी घर में हम पैदा हुए वहां बताया गया कि भाई वो पैसे अगर तुम्हारे नहीं है या वो चीज तुम्हारी नहीं है तो तुमने वो लेना नहीं चाहिए, और अगर आपने ले भी ली तो किसी तरह से उसको आप चैरिटी में डाल दो, कहीं दान पेटी में दान डाल दो, या किसी गरीब की मदद कर दो, राइट। सो द इंडिविजुअल इन्वॉल्व, हाउ यू आर ग्रूमिंग टू प्लेस, दैट इज वन थिंग. Second is the circumstances. Now I am talking about scenario number 2. Okay, wherein I am talking about you are hungry since last 8 days or 15 days or maybe a month. Okay, so in that case nothing will come to your mind. Okay, you will pick it up and have your lunch, breakfast or dinner depending on the time, right? So that is the circumstances. And if you look at this theme on this thematic area, there are a lot of Bollywood movies that nobody is criminal by birth, राइट, ही और शी, अमिताभ बच्चन की अगर 80s की आप मूवीज देखेंगे, जो उनके फैन होंगे, राइट, उनको अच्छी तरह से याद होगा कि वो हमेशा ये बोलता है कैरेक्टर कि भाई हालात ने मुझे ऐसा बनाया, ठीक है, छोटा सा बच्चा रहता है जब उसे लोग लाते मारते हैं वगैरह वगैरह, राइट। सो आई विल नॉट गो इनटू ऑल दोस डिटेल्स. एंड द थर्ड वन इज द मॉरल इंटेंसिटी विद द सिचुएशन. नाउ आई एम इंट्रोड्यूसिंग वन मोर टर्म. नाउ आई एम ट्राइंग टू डिफाइन ethics in terms of moral. So does this mean that ethics and morals are same? What is your take on this? Any one of you? What do you feel? What is your take on this? आपको क्या लगता है? Moral intensity with the situation. So I'm trying to define ethics in terms of moral, right? So what is moral? Whether ethics, whether we can put a slash between ethics and moral, ethics oblique moral, is it correct? They are synonyms or they are different? If they are different, in what way they are different? Yes. Any one of you? अब मुझे पता नहीं आप में से कितने लोग एडटेक से है या कुछ लोग साइकोलॉजी से भी होंगे, ह्यूमैनिटीज से भी होंगे. एनीबॉडी फ्रॉम साइकोलॉजी? यस, यस सर. So what is, how do they differ, whether they are different or they are same? देखिए अगेन, आपको क्वेश्चन पूछने का मकसद ये नहीं है कि आपकी नॉलेज टेस्ट की जाए. आपको क्वेश्चन पूछने का मकसद सिर्फ इतना है कि आपको इस डिस्कशन में इन्वॉल्व किया जाए, ठीक है. दैट इज द ओनली ऑब्जेक्टिव. देयर इज नो अदर रीजन. आई नो यू आर ऑल स्टॉलवर्ड इन योर डोमेन, राइट, राइट. सो यस, जी बोलिए सर. संतोष सर बोलिए.
और
सॉरी सर, आप कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं संतोष पाचपुड़े सर?
sir, I think sir, ethics are according to occupations they are changed
Okay.
ethics,
Uh-huh.
and morals they are comes by stories or
Oh,
by we can say behavior.
right, right.
It is a behavior pattern we can say, or it is a cultural context also.
Cultural context. Very well said, sir. So as sir has rightly pointed out, now we will elaborate it within a minute or so. Ethics is, as a matter of fact, it is a formal set of standard and principle which are common to all. Okay, ethical standards we normally talk about, and they learn through deliberation and consensus, knowing philosophy. Meaning thereby, let's say UGC want to change some regulation, what do? They come up with a advertisement in paper wherein they ask each stakeholder to give suggestion in that regard, and then they compile all those things, have brainstorming on those aspects, and come up with a white paper wherein everything is well defined. Now ethics are common for whether you are a vice chancellor, or you are a assistant professor, or you are a lecturer, or a an ordinary employee of a university, right? So ethics are basically formal set of standards and principle. They are learned through consensus and deliberations. Okay, and it is a broader concept. Okay, as professor has rightly pointed out, it is a broader concept. It is common for all. Okay, or you may call it ethics as customized morality. That is the another name one can give. Okay, so and it is for system, not for an individual. So it is for the entire educational setup. Say for example, UGC regulation 2009 for minimum standard for PhD. Okay, and so on. Right. So it is common for all the university. Now, no university can deviate from this. Okay, they may go beyond that, but that is the minimum standard. That's why they call it as minimum standards. You may set your standards little bit on the higher side, but you cannot go below that, right? Whereas morals, as professor has rightly pointed out, it is one's own subjective right or wrong, and it is learned usually from parents. So whatever you learn from your, you can say in your childhood, okay, wherein you take birth and then you start learning, and it is for individual, it is not for the system. So my moral will be different, your morals will be altogether different, right? And in this case, the sentiments are involved. And it is, to put it in very straightforward words, it is your personal compass. Okay. So it is your personal compass, right? So ethics and moral, even though they sounds equivalent, they are not same. Morals are for individual, whereas ethics are for system. Okay, so for all HEIs, we will have some code of ethics. Okay, and so on, something like that. So they are, what I am trying to say is they are a little bit different. Okay, there is a thin demarcation line between ethics and moral, right? Having said this, we need to understand how this ethical dilemma, that is whatever situation I have exposed you with the help of that example, how that ethical dilemma can be sorted out, right? Or what is the underlying theory for that ethical dilemma? So as a matter of fact, we have two types of theory when it comes to ethic. One is the theory of absolutism, and the second is the theory of relativism. Now, what is absolutism and what is relativism? We'll just try to understand within a minute or so. Okay, absolutism means you have one set of moral rules. Now, I'm talking ethics in terms of moral, right? One set of moral rules common to all. So, whether you are a Prime Minister of India or you are an ordinary citizen, you will be governed by same rule. Rules unlikely to change. Whenever we believe in absolutism theory, we are a person of sort, what they call it as dogmatic. Okay, I'll elaborate on that. And this only exists when you have absolute truth exists. Okay, there are certain things which you believe that, well, these are absolute truth on their own, right? Whereas on the other hand, we have a theory of relativism which most of us follow, okay, those particularly from those who believe in science and technology and so on, right? So wherein we have many acceptable set of rules, okay, rules can change over time, just like UGC regulation 2020 to 2019, 2016, and now 2025, okay. And when you follow this kind of approach, you are a person, what they call it as the pragmatic person. Pragmatic is nothing but practical. So we are all human beings. We just try to find out some practical solution to the problem. And this theory basically relies on wherein there is no absolute truth. Okay, wherein there is no absolute truth. Right. Now, having said this, let's say, as I said, all the regulatory bodies, they work on the theory of relativism, and we all of us, we are the believer of relativism theory. But on certain areas, we are all dogmatic. Okay, we are all dogmatic. Can you identify the area wherein we are all dogmatic? Wherein we believe that whatever is there, that is 100% correct. Okay, so dogmatism and the pragmatism, right? These are the two important aspects of ethics or ethical dilemma. Okay, so in case of dogmatism, a dogmatic person is something like who will always say that he is right and the other fellow is always wrong. So there is no fun in arguing with a dogmatic person, right? So, but let's say on the other hand, the pragmatic person, because and that is what is there in the science and technology, something which has been proved as right 10 years down the line. So the other fellow will come up, he or she will come up with a deliberation wherein he will try to prove that whatever this XYZ fellow has proven, that is absolutely rubbish and wrong. And he will have his own justification for that, right? And that is what is pragmatism is all about. But in which case we are all dogmatic. So we do not, none of us would be definitely like to be placed or to called ourselves as a dogmatic person. Okay, because as I have said that dogmatism is something, a person who is having a closed mind. Okay, who is having a closed mind. But as I said, certain areas we are all dogmatic. That is nothing but your religious belief. Okay, there you will never ever question that why this is so. Say for example, in Islam, right? Taking interest is you can say is not acceptable, right? It is not acceptable. But let's say if you are a strong believer of Islam, then definitely you will say you will not argue why it is so. But let's say if you are not a believer, then you may come up with your own justification. So what I am trying to say is, whenever it comes to religion, whatever religion you believe in, whether you believe in Hinduism or Buddhism or Christianity or Islam, right? We are all dogmatic. We never ever question why this is so, right? We take it as it is because we believe that the absolute truth exists, right? But for rest of the things, for all materialistic things, right, or all the worldly things, we are all pragmatic person, right? We try to find out practical solution to the problem. Now, having said this, I think I have talked much on what is ethics, what is ethical dilemma, and how the ethical behavior of an individual is determined, right? And so on and so forth. Now, let us move ahead to the now we'll club academic integrity and publication ethics, and we'll just try to understand why do ethical issues arise in publication, particularly in research and development. So there are again obvious reason to it. The very first reason is since it has been linked. I very well remember in 1990s for becoming principal of a government engineering college, BTech was enough qualification. No PG was required, I tell you. Okay, even I have seen people having diploma in respective branch, they became principal those days. So degrees were of no use those days, right? But what has happened now? Let's say, but if you look at the today's scenario, let's say if you want to become associate professor or professor, then in that case, merely your API score is not enough, but you have to have some additional qualification, like say minimum five, uh, you can say two student guided, five SCI index publication and whatnot. Now it has been linked with your seniority and promotion, and that's why, okay, you are compelled to write, even though you do not have that research attitude or the aptitude, but you are forced to write because you want to get promoted. So it is linked with your seniority and promotion. It is now, if you look at the publisher's perspective, definitely there are journals. You must have heard about UGC care list. What has happened to that, right? I will not talk on those aspects, but we very well know that is how the journals are listed and how they have been removed, right? Because there is a business model behind it, right? So publishers profit, companies profit, all these aspects, they make, you can say, certain, they make, rather they compel people to make certain compromises in terms of ethics, okay, when it comes to research and development, right? So what has happened now, this is very important for all of us, being say the persons from you can say teaching and teaching fraternity, right? So UGC has taken up this, as I was talking about, 2007 to 11, we reported highest plagiarism rate, but it took around 7 years for the UGC to come up with a white paper in that regard. And they have come up with a notification number 1-18 2010, dated 23rd July 2018, wherein they have categorically defined all these aspects. So they have defined academic integrity. What is academic integrity as per UGC regulation? It is the intellectual honesty in proposing, performing, and reporting any activity. Now look at the words, right? This is very important. It is not merely writing research article. It is proposing, performing, that is carrying out experimentation. Again, you may manipulate, okay? You may calibrate equipments, okay? And reporting, definitely going for publication. Any activity which leads to the creation of intellectual property. Again, it is not merely research article. Intellectual property is an umbrella term which covers patents, right, copyrights, okay, and then research article and so on, right? So there are very many things, design, patent, and whatnot, okay, geographical indication and whatnot. So it is doing any kind of, for the creation of any kind of intellectual property. That is what is the definition given by UGC with regard to academic integrity. Now, why do we compromise integrity? Publish or perish, right? Which is the mantra. Okay, if you don't publish, so there's no place for you. It is linked with promotion and selection, promotion, appointment, becoming famous many times. And in certain countries, there are some monetary rewards associated with this, right? And that's why they make certain compromises. Say, for example, in China, the government give you some seed money for publication and all, right? And that's why you find a lot of Chinese in the publication world, right? So there are reasons to it. Okay, for them maybe it is bread and butter, right? So these are the reasons, obvious reason, which compel us to make certain compromises with regard to integrity, right? Now, having said this, what are the various compromises we normally make? The very first one is the duplicate publication. That is republishing the same finding again and again. Now I am short of ideas. I have only one idea because I have a lot of things to do in my academic duties. I need to take a teaching load of 16 to 18 hours per week. Along with that, some NAC activities there. I am in charge of 2-3 portfolios. Now I do not have time. So what I will do, I have only one idea. What I will do, I will break that idea into a number of small papers. That is what they call it as dividing one research paper into many little small paper. That is slimy slicing. Okay. When you put all those three papers together, you will find that the idea remains same. Or submitting the same manuscript to 2 or more journals simultaneously. That is again very common. So this is categorized as duplicate publication. Second is authorship and order. Now, authorship, again, we need to understand. Okay, this is once again, I am not saying this is what the UGC says, right? So, who is the author? Okay, we should be very clear about that. So, author includes a student or faculty or a researcher or a staff. Now, he or she may be your lab assistant or lab attendant, right? So, what is it? It is basically, it is not merely all the time the faculty. It may be a student or maybe a researcher who is working with some HEIs, okay, who claims to be the creator of the work under consideration. Now, How one can claim that I am the creator of the work? He or she has to contribute substantially, substantial contribution to the conception and design of a paper, acquisition of data, or analysis and interpretation of data. But many times what happens, the fellow or the authors, they do not contribute in terms of any of these aspects, but still they claim to be the author, okay, just because of the position they enjoy in any organization. So with due respect, I'm not saying, but this is the fact, right? This is the fact. So drafting article or revising it critically for important intellectual and final approval for the approval to be published. Okay, that is again, if let's say if you are contributing in these aspects, you may claim to be an author. But let's say if you are not contributing in any of these aspects, but still you wish to claim yourself to be an author, okay, definitely you are compromising integrity. Okay, and later on, if it has been proved, okay, you may be found guilty and you are again, I'll not talk much, dot, right? So there are very many things you have to face consequences arising out of that. Now, authorship order is again important aspect. Okay, this is again very important, that who should be placed at number one. Okay, and let's say if there are 6 authors and you are the 6th one, what responsibility you enjoy, right? So this again we need to understand as an academician, that is, you need to discuss the order of the authorship at the beginning, revise decision on manuscript authoring during write-up process. Normally, most of the renowned publisher, they do not entertain this. Okay, all authors take the responsibility of the content in the manuscript. Let's say my number is 8, that doesn't mean that I will carry 1/8 of the responsibility. It is nothing like that. Okay, they will be treated at par. Okay, disclose if any third party is involved in the writing. Now this is happening at jet speed. Okay, people are taking help of consulting firm, okay, in sophisticated terminologies, or consultant, right? Let's say if you are doing so, it is your duty to explicitly mention in the article itself for what purpose you are taking their help. Okay, let's say for the publication of maybe the grammar correction or the formatting or designing the manuscript, whatever, but not for writing the contents, right? Not for writing the content. Now, having said this, again, scientific misconduct, we do have 2 categories: fabrication, falsification, wherein we most of the time, what do we do so as to get the desired result? We make up the data or cook up the data, right, and report them. Then we have falsification, okay, wherein you are manipulating research material, equipment, okay, so as to get the desired result. That is again scientific misconduct. Okay, so we should not do all these things. And the third and the most common scientific misconduct is, we are well acquainted with, is the plagiarism. Now I'll go a little fast because we are running short of time. Okay, so this is very common, plagiarism. Okay, and again, if you look at the definition itself, you can derive that there are 4 types of plagiarism. Okay, when somebody present works of other persons or idea without due due acknowledgement and so on. So there are basically 4 distinct types. One is the idea, second is the source, third is the authorship, and the fourth one is the words. Okay, authorship plagiarism will come into picture when you are not contributing in terms of any of the aspect what I have already talked on, right? That is, if you are not contributing substantially, okay, but still you are claiming to be an author, okay, you may be accused of plagiarism. Okay, authorship plagiarism, right? Then the most common one is the copy and paste, control C, control V. Okay, that is verbatim, what they call it as. Okay, so having said this, these are the 4 types of plagiarism and so on. And one more category which has come up in the recent past is what they call it as the self-plagiarism. In self-plagiarism, what is it? It is basically your own stuff which you have. As I said, that once you have got the credit for a publication, okay, you should not use it again for getting few more credits in that regard. And that is what is self-plagiarism is all about, right? So this happens many times. Okay, in my opinion, we need to consider this as plagiarism. There are some deviation as well. In some cases, some people feel that it should not be considered as plagiarism because it is your own stuff. Okay, but UGC is very clear about that. If you look at the bottom line of this slide, it is as per the UGC's notice 20th April 2020. They have categorized this as a plagiarism, self-plagiarism. Okay, wherein republishing the same paper again, or publishing smaller accepted papers, slicing what we have seen, or reusing the data already used in published work. Okay, let's say you have published 2 or 3 papers. Now, based on those papers, you are writing the thesis. That will be considered as self-plagiarized. So it is expected that you should rewrite, okay, rewrite in your own words. You may paraphrase, okay, maybe the idea will remain same, but it is expected that you should not copy and paste, even if the article belongs to yourself only, right? So that is called as self-plagiarism, right? So breaking up, paraphrasing, okay, all these aspects are there in case of self-plagiarism. Then we do have 2 more categories, what they call it as unintentional and intentional plagiarism, wherein paraphrasing poorly or quoting poorly meaning thereby if you want to put something, or rather if you wish to exclude something from the plagiarism, you may include that text in double quotation mark. If you do so, you can very well come out of that pledge criteria. Citing poorly, that is omitting an occasional citation. What I am doing, I am referring some XYZ paper, and when it comes to reference section, I am putting ABC over there. Okay, that is again not again considered as unintentional plagiarism. Intentional is highly dangerous, wherein you are simply copying and pasting or copying an essay from the internet and claiming as if it is your own. Okay, so it is highly dangerous. Cutting and pasting from more than one sources and creating one article out of this. Earlier, people used to do it manually. Now there are tools available, right? I will not talk on those aspects because that is not the area at present. Okay, what is excluded from plagiarism? This is again important to note. That is all quoted works, all references, okay, bibliography. That's why whenever you go for plag check, okay, the librarian or the officer in charge, they will ask you to remove all this stuff from your document. Okay, all generic terms, laws, common language or coincidental terms, okay, up to 14 consecutive words, not more than 14, right? Up to 14, it is not considered. Common languages means well-established facts. Say, for example, Newton's law and so on, right? Now, having said this is again the extract from the same notification 23rd July 2018. Okay, 23rd July 2018. Okay, you can observe that if you look at the entire presentation, it is the extract from some or the other document. I have specifically mentioned in the bottom so that you can take a reference point. So this is how it is expected. Let's say even if you are taking certain things from some document, it's your duty to acknowledge it, right? It is your duty to acknowledge it. Now, if you do so, definitely you are out of that pledge dilemma, right? Now, having said this, being an academician, we should be very cautious. Why we are doing publication and all? We are doing it for getting rewarded, okay, getting promotions and so on. But let's say what happens if you are caught, okay, in compromising certain things, okay, what are the penalties? Now, I will not go into the details, but we will have a summary look at, again, these are the provision made in 23rd July 2018, okay, wherein these are the penalties for the student. Let's say if the student commit, if the document is put for the, you can say the plag check, and the similarity index, if it is found that up to 10% minor similarities, then there is no penalty. 10 to 40, such students shall be asked to revise the manuscript within a stipulated period, not more than 6 months. Okay, up to 6 months. But if it is 40 to 60, okay, such students shall be debarred from submitting a revised script for a period of 1 year. Okay, if it is more than 60%, he or she will be debarred. Her admission or the registration stands cancelled. Again, this is minimum.
Hello, Professor Atik sir, you are not audible, sir.
Sir, you are not audible. Hello, Ankit sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. I think sir is disconnected. Please
Okay.
wait for 2 or 3 minutes. I think there will be a continuous power failure in Amravati. So we'll wait for a
Okay.
couple of minutes. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sorry. Again, hello. I hope I am loud and clear. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the disruption, but it is beyond my control, right? You have to understand this, right? Anyway, this is how the life is. Anyway, आज थोड़ा सा हमने कुछ शांति वांति करनी चाहिए थी, ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे. ऐसा पहली बार हो रहा है कि 2 बार लाइट चली गई. Anyway, so let me continue. Okay, I'll go a little fast because we do not have much time. Okay. What I was talking about, I think I was talking about some aspects of plagiarism, self-plagiarism. I think we have finished, right? But few important aspects were left. Okay, let's see how much we can finish up. Otherwise, okay, we'll continue some other day. Okay. Hopefully, my slides are visible to you. देख पा रहे हैं? जी. मेरे ख्याल से आप स्लाइड्स देख पा रहे हैं. I hope I am loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
चलिए, तो हम बात कर रहे थे प्लेजरिज्म पे, हो गई हमारी इंटरनेट, हम पेनाल्टीज पे बात कर रहे थे स्टूडेंट्स के प्रोस्पेक्ट में. नाउ देर आर पेनाल्टीज व्हेन इट कम्स टू व्हाट दे कॉल इट एज द सुपरवाइजर एज वेल. तो हम ये सारी सर्कस किस लिए कर रहे हैं? व्हाई वी आर डूइंग ऑल दिस जगलरी, राइट? वी आर डूइंग इट फॉर गेटिंग promoted. Okay. But what happens, let's say, if you are involved in these kind of scenario wherein you put up your thesis or dissertation, and or maybe your student put up their paper for flag check, and similarities like this has been reported. Okay, so look at the penalties. This is from supervisor's perspective. Again, it is very serious. Okay, 10% no penalties, 10 to 40% shall be asked to withdraw the script, 40 to 60% shall be asked to withdraw the script. I am talking in terms of the respective professor or the supervisor. Okay, shall be denied right to one annual increment. Why we are doing publication? For getting promoted. Say, let's say it goes the other way around. Okay, it is possible that your one increment can be withheld. Okay, shall not be allowed to be a supervisor. Now, this is not what I am saying. Again, same document, 23rd July 2018. Up above 60% shall be asked to withdraw the script, shall be denied right to one annual increment, shall not be allowed to be a supervisor to any master's, MPhil, PhD for a period of 3 years. And let me be very frank, some universities have taken up this issue very seriously. What do? They take note with red ink in your service book. Let's say if something like this happens. Okay, so we have to be very cautious. So I'm not trying to frighten you, right? The idea is to simply make you aware that the things are not that easy, okay, as it seems to be, right? But they are really challenging, really challenging. So we must take up all these things very seriously. Now, having said this, we are moving ahead. Now, we do not have more than 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, as I promised you that we will talk, we will rather conclude our discussion with one important aspect, what they call it as the conflict of interest. Okay, so
अतिक सर
yes, sir,
हेलो
Jambegar sir. Yes, sir, please, sir, please.
सर, एक क्वेश्चन था मेरा। अभी ये प्लेगरिज्म के बारे में तो आपने बहुत कुछ बताया इसमें।
जी जी
तो सर, ऐसे एक मैल प्रैक्टिस चलती है सर जर्नल के बारे में कि अगर मैंने आज के डेट में अगर मैंने पेपर पब्लिश किया,
हाँ
मेरा वर्क जेन्युइन था,
हाँ, समझा नहीं सर मैं। आज के डेट में आपने
मेरे
पेपर
पेपर
पब्लिश,
को यूज करके किसी ने बैक डेटेड अगर पेपर पब्लिश किया तो हाँ, तो सर मेरा पेपर प्लेगरिज्म में पकड़ा जाएगा बाद में जब कमिटी उसमें इंक्वायरी करेंगे तो सर इसके
हाँ
लिए रिस्ट्रिक्शन कुछ भी नहीं?
सर ये सारे इश्यूज के लिए मैं आगे आपको कुछ चीजें बता रहा हूँ, जहाँ पे आप जाके इन चीजों का निराकरण कर सकते हैं, है ना, या सॉल्यूशन निकाल सकते हैं। तो मुझे
क्योंकि
थोड़ा
सर
सा सिर्फ
देखिए, एविडेंस एविडेंस पकड़ा जाएगा कि मेरे पेपर के पहले कितने पेपर पब्लिश है, मेरा पेपर चोरी करके बनाए हुए, क्योंकि उनके पहले एडिटिंग हो चुके हो। कोई 1 साल पहले कर देता है जर्नल, और ऐसा
यस
सर हजारों जर्नल ऐसे हैं कि जो पब्लिश कर देते हैं, इसमें एजेंट भी लगे
सर,
हैं पूरे।
मुझे पूरा पता है आप जिस तरह इशारा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन दिस मीटिंग इज बीइंग रिकॉर्डेड. Okay, we can talk separately on these issues, but whatever
ओके
you are
सर।
saying is again correct. You are saying is correct. There are people available who can give you even backdated publication. Okay, and that is why the UGC has scrapped that UGC care list, because they realized there is no fun in entering journal and removing them, okay, based on the complaints. So that is, as I said somewhere, that this is a business model. ये एक commercial model हो गया है sir, unfortunately. तो अब ये प्रॉब्लम, वी आर ऑल इंडियंस. अभी मैंने तो यहाँ तक सुना है कि नाउ यूजीसी दे आर प्लानिंग टू स्क्रैप द कंडीशन फॉर एनी पब्लिकेशन फॉर गेटिंग अ पीएचडी डिग्री. ठीक है, तो पीएचडी के लिए पहले जो पब्लिकेशन हुआ करते थे कंपलसरी, ये भी सुनने में है कि भाई अब शायद वो भी निकाल दिए गए हैं. ठीक है, तो ये आखिर में अपनी वही है कि टेंडेंसी है, जो मैं बात कर रहा था इथिक्स की, वो वहीं पे घूम फिर के बात वहीं पे आती है. ठीक है ना, तो हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं वो हमको सोचना है, लेकिन दैट डजंट मीन कि अच्छे लोग नहीं है या अच्छे जर्नल्स नहीं है सर. Okay, so there is always hope, right? There is always hope. There are again good and bad people in the world. So there are good and bad journals in the publication houses, right? There are again people, मैंने यहाँ तक सुना कि एक पर्टिकुलर जर्नल में उनको डीलिस्ट इसलिए किया गया कि एक वॉल्यूम में उन्होंने 10,000 पेपर पब्लिश किए. हाउ मेनी? 10,000. हाउ कम दिस इज पॉसिबल, right? So, and that is why UGC has scrapped that UGC care list. Okay, they realized that there is no fun in publishing, investing this much money in this rubbish thing. Okay.
सर एक
Having
जर्नल
said,
था,
बोलिए.
इंटरनेशनल जर्नल ऑफ हेल्थ रिस्क साइंस.
अच्छा.
सर उनके करीबन करीबन उनके 200 पेपर इंडेक्स हो चुके थे.
अच्छा.
और सब
अच्छा.
जर्नल जब बाहर गया तो इंडेक्सिंग पूरी हट गई. यानी कि जिन्होंने इंडेक्सिंग किया था, जर्नल इंडेक्सिंग दिया था, तो सर लोगों का इसमें नुकसान हो चुका है. क्योंकि इंडेक्सिंग के बारे में क्या कैसा थोड़ा सा फोर्सफुली थोड़ा सा यूनिवर्सिटीज करती कि हमको इंडेक्सिंग चाहिए. लेकिन
बराबर
सर
है.
ऑथर को कुछ भी पता नहीं चलता कि इंडेक्सिंग होने के बाद में भी उड़ जाएंगे स्कोपस के थ्रू एससीआई
बिल्कुल
जर्नल में.
बिल्कुल 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 होता है सर. ये भी हो रहा है. आप जो बोल रहे हैं ये सब क्यों हो रहा है कि, और दे कॉल इट एज, बड़ी टर्मिनोलॉजी बड़ी सोफिस्टिकेटेड होती है सर. एकेडमिक पब्लिशिंग चार्जेस और आर्टिकल प्रोसेसिंग चार्जेस. ठीक है. व्हाट इज इट? 60,000, 80,000, 1 लाख, राइट? सो दिस इज ऑल गैम्बलिंग, आई टेल यू. लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेट है, होना नहीं चाहिए. इसीलिए आप अगर क्वालिटी पब्लिकेशन करना चाहते हैं तो गो फॉर फ्री ओपन एक्सेस जर्नल्स. ओके, डोंट रश आफ्टर दीज पीपल. ठीक है ना? वहां आज भी क्वालिटी मेंटेन है, वहां रिव्यू प्रोसेस है. आपका पेपर अच्छा है तो ही पब्लिश होगा, नहीं तो नहीं होगा. ठीक है. तो ये इश्यूज तो हैं सर, ये इश्यूज हैं. बट अगेन वी डू नॉट हैव मेनी थिंग्स इन आवर हैंड. ओके, अल्टीमेटली इट इज अवर रेगुलेटिंग एजेंसी, दे हैव टू टेक अ कॉल ऑन दीज इश्यूज. तो उन्हीं को लेना होगा. लेकिन ये थोड़ा सा मैं कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे आना चाह रहा था. ये भी बड़े स्केल पे है सर. ये कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट थोड़ा सा समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. और इसको भी आजकल कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज बहुत सीरियसली ले रही हैं. मैं यूनिवर्सिटी का नाम नहीं लूंगा, लेकिन दे हैव सेंट मी thesis for evaluation. So they have not only sent me the thesis for evaluation, but they have sent me a COI form along with the thesis. उसमें उन्होंने क्लियरली मुझे क्वेश्चंस पूछे. कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट होता क्या है, पहले ये समझ लेते हैं. तो कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट होता है कि सपोज मेरा एक रोल है, वो रोल की मैं मिस यूज करके बहुत कुछ दूसरी चीजें अचीव कर रहा हूँ. से फॉर एग्जांपल, मैं प्रोफेसर एंड हेड हूँ कंप्यूटर साइंस का, और मैं एक जर्नल का मैनेजिंग एडिटर हूँ. अब वो जर्नल में मैं मेरे पेपर सम वे और दी अदर मैनेज कर रहा हूँ, या अगर मैं मैनेजिंग एडिटर नहीं भी हूँ, मेरा स्टूडेंट कोई मैनेजिंग एडिटर है वो जर्नल का, और मे बी मेरा कोई पॉलिटिकल अफिलिएशन है या मेरा कोई रिलीजियस अफिलिएशन है वो बंदे से, और आई एम एक्सप्लॉइटिंग दैट रिलेशनशिप एंड गेटिंग माय inferior work published in that journal. So that is called as conflict of interest. अब ये पीएचडी में कैसा हो रहा है, मैं बताता हूँ. पीएचडी के एग्जामिनर्स नॉर्मली लोग क्या करते हैं, सपोज मैं पीएचडी हुआ, मेरे अंडर मेरा एक बंदा पीएचडी हुआ, वो बंदे के अंडर और कोई पीएचडी हो रहा है, तो वो क्या करता है, मुझे एग्जामिनर बुलाता है. नाउ दिस इज अ क्लियर केस ऑफ कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. ठीक है ना? ये क्या है, अपने एक चेन बनाई है. नाउ दिस चेन वी आर ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लॉइट. और बड़े हम फख्र से बोलते हैं कि नहीं, अरे सर इनके अंडर मैंने पीएचडी की, मेरे अंडर इन्होंने की, और ये मेरे अंडर कर रहे हैं, और ये मेरे अंडर के अंडर कर रहे हैं, वगैरह वगैरह, राइट? सो इसके लिए वो मैं जो यूनिवर्सिटी की बात कर रहा था, उन्होंने एक मुझे जब थेसिस भेजी ऑनलाइन, तो उसके साथ में कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भेजा. उसमें उन्होंने दे हैव आस्क्ड मी एन नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन कि भाई ये जो थेसिस है, आप इनमें से सुपरवाइजर या कैंडिडेट दोनों को जानते हैं, या इनके साथ में कभी आपने काम किया है, या वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह, बहुत सारी चीजें. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. तो पब्लिकेशन में भी इसी तरह की चीजें होती है. जस्ट लाइक आपका एक कॉपीराइट फॉर्म होता है, ऐसा एक सीओआई फॉर्म होता है, व्हाट दे कॉल इट एज द कंफ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट फॉर्म, वेयर इन द पब्लिशर हैज गॉट राइट टू आस्क यू एन नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स कि भाई आपका कोई फाइनेंशियल टाइज है क्या उनके साथ में, आपके कोई एकेडमिक कमिटमेंट्स है क्या, पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप है, या पॉलिटिकल और रिलीजियस बिलीफ है, या इंस्टीट्यूशनल अफिलिएशन है, वगैरह वगैरह. है ना? मेरा एलुमनी है कोई बंदा, ठीक है, मेरे यहाँ से आज से 50 साल पहले कुछ तो भी उसने पीजीडीसीएस किया था या एमसीए किया था. नाउ ही इज एंजॉयिंग सम पोजीशन इन सम पब्लिशिंग हाउस. तो मैं वो रिलेशनशिप एक्सप्लॉइट कर सकता हूँ. तो वो क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं मुझसे कि भाई वेदर यू सम वे और द अदर यू आर एसोसिएटेड विद द जर्नल, राइट? So wherein they ask you set of questions. So what is to be declared and to whom? तो एक सिंपल फॉर्म होता है 1 या 2 पेज का, उसमें वो एन नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं आपको, वहां आपको क्लियरली आंसर देने पड़ते हैं. और बाद में पता चला, जो आप बोल रहे हैं कि भाई बाद में किसी ने कंप्लेन की कि अरे नहीं सर, ये अतिक सर का स्टूडेंट है, ये जो मैनेजिंग एडिटर है या जो रिव्यूअर है, ये तो पूरा मैनेज्ड काम है। तो ये भी तो इंटीग्रिटी और इथिक्स में कॉम्प्रोमाइज है सर, right? It is not merely taking money, right? So you are manipulating the system. That is again wrong, right? So what is to be declared when and to whom? Format of declaration. So they do have their own format. A journal's role in asking additional question. They may ask you any damn question. Okay. Consequences for failing to disclose before or after publication. Before मैंने बिल्कुल करेक्ट करेक्ट नो 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 करके लिख के भेज दिया, बाद में किसी ने कंप्लेन किया और पता चला, तो फिर मेरे लिए पेनाल्टी है, जैसे कि आपने यूजीसी रेगुलेशन में देखा। इसी तरह से पब्लिशिंग हाउस दे हैव गॉट देयर ओन कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, ठीक है। तो हैविंग सेड दिस, इसमें इसको मैनेज कैसे करना, ये हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का एक अलग तरीका है। जो मैं वैमे की बात कर रहा हूँ, वर्ल्ड एसोसिएशन ऑफ मेडिकल एडिटर्स, दे हैव देयर ओन वे ऑफ डीलिंग विद दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग, राइट, एंड सो ऑन। मेरे ख्याल से 3:31 हो रहे हैं। अपने दूसरे स्पीकर इज वेरी पर्टिकुलर इन टर्म्स ऑफ टाइम। ओके, वी विल स्टॉप हियर. This we will discuss some other day, okay, if I get an opportunity to interact with you. Thank you very much for a patience hearing, but if there are any specific question, one or two, I can take up, okay, by the time the other resource person joins the.
Thank you, sir. Participants, if you have any questions, we will take couple of questions, one or two questions. Either we will move for the next session. Please, anyone.
Hi sir, good afternoon, respected Dr. Atik sir.
Yes sir, yes sir, please sir. Good afternoon.
At first, I sincerely appreciate your knowledgeable and wonderful presentation here.
Thank you sir, thank you.
As we know, in this recent scenario, we are just using AI in research and different
Yes.
subjects.
Yes, yes.
And being a zoologist, my question is about the core ethical dilemma in artificial intelligence in zoology.
Okay.
How do we responsibly collect wildlife data while also respecting the privacy of people and the ownership rights of the communities living on the land?
My. A very elaborative answer is required, sir, on this question, because if you look at it, it is something what you are referring to, if I am not wrong. Let's say if you want to carry out some clinical trials, even on animals, okay, all those aspects, right, ethical aspects, right. So these are very critical issue, and AI is vulnerable in that. I'm again definitely okay. So we need to have some definitely some guideline in this regard. But as on date, we do not have any solution for all these problems. Okay, let's hope that our regulating agency, they will come up with some white paper in this regard. Okay, or we may discuss this issue at length. Maybe when I interact with you, maybe on Sunday, if possible. Right?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so
Yes,
much, sir.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes, sir. Okay, okay, dear participant. So I'll take your leave. Probably the resource person. I don't know whether Ankit sir has joined.
Actually, sir has joined, but some technical glitch. Sir has disconnected.
Oh, acha. Maybe some again power failure or something like that. Okay. So anybody else who wish to ask by that time, I'll be happy to answer. Chede sir, we'll talk on those issues definitely on Sunday, right?
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, my question is,
Yes, ma'am. Please.
yes, the UGC has already removed the care list, as you have just pointed out. So what are the, sir, other parameters, standard parameters that if the researcher want to publish his or her paper, then how to check the quality of the journal? Are there some other parameters that the UGC has published?
Yes, definitely, definitely. See, the very first thing you need to do is, if you want to go for a quality publication, the very first thing, in terms of quality, topmost is SCI index or Web of Science index. Okay, you search for, and see, not only search for the journal in the database, but you just check it out whether in which quartile it is, whether it is Q1, Q2, Q3, or Q4. Okay, normally what happens, see, Q4 journals, they are delisted, right? So go for Q1 quartile, Okay, go for SCI. Let's say if it is not possible to go ahead with SCI, the second level is you may go ahead with Scopus Index journals, right? So Scopus is again a very international database, right? So Scopus is again there, which will help you out. But apart from that, don't heavily rely on what they call it as the citation and all, because that is again being manipulated. That is again being manipulated. Okay, you must have heard about all those aspects, but merely looking at citation is not important. Then the another factor you can check is the impact factor. Okay, so these are the three parameters, madam, you need to categorically look whenever you wish to identify a quality journal. I hope I
Thank
have
you,
answered.
sir. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
ठीक है. Okay,
Yes, I think Professor Apparao sir has joined with us.
okay, okay.
Hello, Professor Apparao sir.
Very good morning, very good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Apparao, sir.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
So thank you, Professor Atik sir, for such a wonderful session, an interactive session. And with the kind consent of Professor Atik sir, I would like to declare that this session will be over here. Before ending the session, I extend my sincere gratitude and heartfelt thank you to Professor Atik sir for such a wonderful session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And participants, now we will moving towards the another session. Professor Apparao sir, shall we start, if you could permit?
Yeah, there is, the program is not responding.
What, sir?
The program is not responding. My video is not opening.
Yes, yes, I think some issue will be there. So, okay, we will continue with the audio, sir. Your audio will be, you are very much audible to us, sir. You can please check your screen, sir, whether it will be sharing or not. Apparao, sir?
This video is not opening.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. I think we should continue without video, sir. You can please check your screen whether it is shareable or not.
Okay.
Hello, Apparao, sir?
Yeah. Is it visible?
No, sir. No, sir. I think your screen is not yet shared. Apparao, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, your screen is not visible, sir.
I'm trying.
Recording in progress.
Trying by the two devices.
Yeah, no.
Sir, yes. Can we start, sir, if you could permit?
We can start. We can start.
Yes, yes. So, good afternoon, one and all, once again. As I have already told you that the today's session have been split into the two different parts. Now, we will move towards the another part of today's session. That is open educational resources with the help of one renowned scholarly and senior eminent expert, Professor B.V. Apparao, sir. Sir, first of all, I extend my warm welcome to you to this flagship program and particular to this session. Friends, we are luckily fortunate to get such kind of versatile personality today to enlighten us, because Professor Apparao sir is engaged in this field of higher education, not only being the teacher but the innovative teacher, a researcher and the administrator, academic administrator over a period of 4 and 5 decades. He has instrumented in the various policy making work, not only at the National Institute of Technology, Warangal, but also the across country in the different institutions. He has associated with the 9 different projects of the institution of eminence that has been proactively involved in the development of our country, not only the development of country but all the abroad countries also. Under his able guidance, Triple IT Hyderabad has achieved the A++ grade under his mentorship. He has more than 150 articles on his credit, and under his able guidance 26 PhD research scholars have been with the PhD degree. Sir has the continuous sir has taken the continuous efforts towards the faculty improvement, and more than 4,500 sessions he has conducted in the different FDPs, this NEP orientation sensitization program, faculty development program, and the webinar in the across country. So we are luckily fortunate to get such kind of versatile personality to enlighten us, and sir will today enlighten us on the open educational resources and creative common licenses. So, sir, I once again extend my warm welcome to you. Now, may I request you to please start with your session. Sir, please.
Very good afternoon, Professor Mohammed Atiq. Am I audible, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very clearly, sir. Very clearly.
Yeah. And my good friends, faculty from different universities and colleges, very good afternoon to all of you. Today, I am going to discuss open educational resources and creative commons licenses. See, open educational resources is a great revolution towards quality education in the world. Indian universities and colleges can be greatly benefited by open educational resources. Wide propagation and the use of OER in teaching, learning, and assessment among teachers and students is the need of the hour. Appropriate use of OER can bring in excitement, motivation towards learning, self-learning, lifelong learning, and learning among teachers and students. Development of an interesting online course of good quality is possible by selecting, modifying, and using OER appropriately. Open educational resources are of great use to bring in excitement and motivation towards learning among students and also in classroom teaching. OERs provide the teacher many ideas about modern teaching methods, active learning strategies, and different kinds of assessment strategies in any given course. OERs are great resources to students for self-learning and independent learning and in-depth learning. OERs, my dear friends, are very useful in development of massive open online courses, in creating motivation and excitement among learners, in developing learner-centric MOOCs, which is necessary in outcome-based learning, in formulating course outcomes at higher cognitive levels like apply, analyze, evaluate, and create, in using appropriate combination of teaching learning strategies, providing appropriate learning materials and learning strategies and assessment tests to the students. You have 5 R's of open educational resources. Number 1, reuse. Number 2, revise. Number 3, remix. Number 4, redistribute. Number 5, retain. See, reuse means we can use the content in a wide range of ways. Example, in a classroom, in a study group, on a website, in a video. Then secondly, revise, adopt, adjust, modify, or alter the content itself. Example, translate the content into another language. Then remix, combine the original or revised content with other OERs to create something new. For example, incorporate the content into a master. Then fourth one, redistribute. Share copies of the original content, your revisions, your remixes with others. For example, give a copy of the content to a friend. Then fifth one, retain. Make, own, and control copies of the content. Example, download, duplicate, and store. Examples of OERs needed in the classroom teaching and developing MOOCs content. Number 1, videos. Number 2, images and photographs. Number 3, PPTs with animations. Number 4, PPTs with embedded photographs, flowcharts. Number 5, databases to give related data. Number 6, numerical problems. Number 7, real-world problems. Examples of OERs, some more. Multiple choice questions for self-assessment, formative as well as summative. Software, models for explaining the concepts, case studies for analysis, examples of field studies, virtual labs and experiments, e-books, other tools for explaining the concepts easily and self-learning by students. Origin of open educational research movement. David Wiley coined the term open content in 1998. OER was first used at UNESCO's 2002 forum on the impact of open educational courseware for higher education in developing countries. The MIT Open Courseware project is seen as the first recognized OER project announced on 4th April 2001, carried out quite efficiently and successfully by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that is MIT USC. I started using MIT Courseware since 2005. MIT Open Courseware, that is MIT OCW, publishes all of the educational materials from its undergraduate and graduate level courses online, freely and openly available to anyone, anywhere, anytime. The project uses Creative Commons attribution, non-commercial, share-alike license. The program was originally funded by the William and Flora Hewlett Foundation and the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation and MIT. Currently, MIT OpenCourseware is supported by MIT, corporate underwriting, major gifts, and donations from site visitors. The initiative inspired a number of other institutions to make their course materials available as open educational resources. 4 main categories of OER movement. The first one is OpenCourseware. It is the direct publication of high-quality educational materials that are freely and openly licensed and are available online to anyone and anytime. These frequently include course planning and evaluation tools along with the other thematic content. They also include MOOCs. Then OER publishers, new open publication efforts for textbooks and other OER. This category also includes initiatives geared towards developing specific collections of OER, such as the Khan Academy and Sailor Foundation. OER repositories. These range in scope from portals and gateways that provide access to information on OER and aggregated content resources to institutional repositories. Then publicly funded initiatives. Policymakers on the local, state, and national levels are developing policies that encourage the creation and adoption of OER. I am now giving a few examples of sources of OER. MIT OCW, John Hopkins OCW, Tufts OCW, OpenLearn UK OU, OER Asia, Open Education Europa, Yale Open Courses, DOAB, and DOAG, Directory of Academic Books, Directory of Academic Journals. NPTEL, which is from India. NORDA, Spoken Tutorial of IIT Bombay, that is also from India. Open Education Consortium, OER Consortium, OER Commons, Open Access Textbooks, Open Textbooks BC Campus, Open Textbook University of Minnesota, Open Textbooks Sunny, OpenStax College, Sailor, Merlot, Joram UK, Open Michigan Images, and then Images. Open educational resources from India. You have NPTEL courses. Among them, video lectures for different courses by professors from IITs and IISc Bangalore. Lecture notes from different courses. These video lectures and lecture notes can be used by the teacher appropriately in the related courses. NPTEL means National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning. NPTEL courses online. This is the website, onlinecourses.nptel.ac.in. This is developed by faculty members from IIT Madras, IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIT Guwahati, IIT Roorkee, and IISc Bangalore. Then you also have Swayam, that means study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds. That is the program of MHRD, Government of India. This is an indigenous IT platform in India that facilitates hosting of the courses taught in classrooms from 9th class till post-graduation to be accessed by anyone, anywhere, and at any time. All the courses are interactive, prepared by the best teachers in the country, and are available free of cost to the residents of India. More than 1,000 specially chosen faculty and teachers across the country have participated in preparing these courses. The courses hosted in SWAYAM are in 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, video lecture. Quadrant 2, specially prepared reading material that can be downloaded and printed. Quadrant 3, self-assessment test through tests and quizzes. And quadrant 4, an online discussion forum for clearing the doubts. Then Swayam Prabha. Swayam Prabha is a group of 32 DTH channels devoted to telecasting of high-quality educational programs on 24/7 basis using GSAT 15 satellite. Swayam Prabha homepage gives us the list of channels among which we can choose the channels related to our subject. Channels 1 to 10, video lectures developed by Consortium for Educational Communication of UGC for some subjects. Channels 11 to 18 and 30, video lectures developed by NPTEL for some subjects. Channel 29, video lectures developed by Quality Enhancement of Engineering Education, IIT Madras. Channels 23 to 26, video lectures developed by IGNO for some subjects. Channels 19 to 22, video lectures developed by IIT PAL. The IIT PAL means IIT Professors Assisted Learning for Maths, Physics, Chemistry and Biology of 11th and 12th classes. Channels 27 to 28, video lectures developed by National Institute of Open Schooling for some subjects. Channel 31, video lectures developed by NCRT, National Council of Educational Research and Training. Channel 32, video lectures developed by IGNO and also NIOS. Examples of free and open source softwares, we call them FAS. Very important. FAS are very important in all higher educational academic programs. For example, you have R programming. It is a free software programming language and software environment for statistical computing and graphics. The language is popular among data miners for developing statistical software and data analysis. Besides data mining, it also provides statistical and graphical techniques, linear and nonlinear modeling, classical and statistical tests, time series analysis, classification, clustering, and many more. Then you have a few other open source tools like TensorFlow. TensorFlow is a free and open source software library for data flow and differentiable programming across a range of tasks. It is a symbolic math library and is also used for machine learning applications such as neural networks. Maxima is a symbolic computational environment. Open source software similar to Mathematica. Mathematica is very expensive. We cannot afford to purchase Mathematica. Many colleges and universities cannot afford. Whereas Maxima can be used as an alternative to Mathematica. Then you also have Python is a general purpose programming language supporting object-oriented and structural programming. It is free, simple to use and implement, and well-structured, and equally useful for non-numerical as well as for numerical applications. A first course on numerical methods prefers using Python as a tool for implementing and testing the algorithms over an alternative such as MATLAB or Scilab, the open source. Then learning engineering maths using Python tool is an example of learning by doing, the best active learning strategy. Teacher teaches how to learn a topic of engineering maths using Python tool and demonstrates the same through hands-on experience by students. Then he or she gives assignments, problems, mini projects group-wise to students. Initially, students may commit mistakes, clear doubts through peer interaction and learn. Discussions take place later in the classroom, leading to deep learning. In this example of learning engineering maths, Python tool is also a guru, a teacher. Teacher-student ratio is 1:1, which leads to the most effective experiential learning and learning at the highest cognitive level of the course outcomes. It is suggested that the real teacher designs the real-world application problems or mini projects to be solved by the student using Python program. That will be great learning experience to the teacher also. Use of free and open source software in geotech. Adonis, a free finite element program for our geotechnical engineers. Geotechnical engineering software package in R. Then SVSlope is a slope stability analysis program developed by Soil Vision Systems Limited. The software is designed to analyze slopes using both the classic method of slices as well as new stress-based methods. The program is used in the field of civil engineering to analyze levees, earth dams, natural slopes, tailings, heap leach files, waste rock piles, and anywhere there is concern for mass wastage. Genome Tools is open source software for the analysis of genome and biological parameters. It has free library of tools for bioinformatics. Working with BioPython for molecular biology. BioPython provides the set of tools and libraries for the analysis and computation of biological structures. It is available for free and open source distribution and is promoted by the Bioinformatics Foundation. It can parse the files of bioinformatics into the data structures that can be processed by the Python code. Free and open source tools for blind students, essential software. A screen reader is essential piece of software for a blind or visually impaired person. Simply put, a screen reader transmits whatever text is displayed on the computer screen into a form that is visually impaired user can process, usually tactile, auditory, or a combination of both. Whilst most screen readers work by having a synthetic voice that reads the text aloud, others can also communicate data via a refreshable braille display. Such screen readers allow visually impaired users to use their fingers to read the text that is displayed on screen. But while screen reading software can be affordable, such hardware is usually very expensive. Free software makes universal access a reality. Many people could not afford the expensive price tag associated with some of the more sophisticated screen readers. Luckily for them, there are several screen reading software that are completely free. The following is list of a few screen readers that one can download. NVDA Windows. NVDA has been designed by a blind software engineering graduate, James Tay, for use with Windows computers. This free and open source screen reader has a synthetic voice that reads whatever the cursor hovers over and can be used directly from a USB stick, making it ideal for students. Then Serotech System Access also through Windows. This downloadable and complete screen reader can be used even outside your browser, thus making it one of the quickest ways of getting a screen reader up and running on your system. Web Anywhere. Web Anywhere is a web-based screen reader for the web. It requires no special software to be installed on the client machine and therefore enables blind people to access the web from any computer they happen to access to that has a sound record. Then you also have Spoken Web with Internal Explorer. Spoken Web is a web portal managing a wide range of online data-intensive content like news updates, weather, travel, and business articles for computer users who are blind or visually impaired. Using the keyboard to navigate, a person who is blind can hear the full range of an article content provided in a logical, clear, and understandable manner. You can make your own video and make it as OER. For example, corrosion due to differential aeration cells. So made by me long ago in 2016. This is an OER in chemistry used by the students of first BTech and the faculty teaching chemistry in first BTech. So how do we develop OER? The first step is content preparation using diagrams, photographs, and script in the form of PPT. Then number 2, use screencast-o-matic tool. Today it is called screenfall tool for recording the video with PPT, my explanation, audio and video, up to 15 minutes. This screenfall tool is free. So up to 15 minutes you can make the videos using screenfall tool. Then place the video in YouTube. That is how you can make your own OER, sir. Creative Commons license for open educational resources. So this is the website www.creativecommons.org. Creative Commons is a non-profit organization that helps overcome legal obstacles to the sharing of knowledge and creativity to address the world's pressing challenges. The organization provides Creative Commons license and public domain tools that give every person and organization in the world a free, simple, and standardized way to grant copyright permissions for creative and academic works, ensure proper attribution, and allow others to copy, distribute, and make use of those works. Develop technology like CC set that makes openly licensed material easier to discover and use them. Which kind of works can be licensed under Creative Commons license? Blog posts, photos, pictures, images, drawings, artworks, literary articles, scientific articles, open educational content, videos, and audios. Which cannot be licensed under Creative Commons license: patents, trademarks, industrial designs, software. Free software license, GNU General Public License, version 3. This is the latest version of GNU GPL, a free software license and a copyleft license. This is recommended for most software packages. Creative Commons license, what is the difference between Creative Commons license and copyright? Creative Commons license, free and open to all, whereas copyright license, rights to the creator only. Creative Commons license, attribution is enough, acknowledgement is enough, no permission is needed from creator. Whereas in copyright, even for small figures or data, permission is needed from the creator, from the author. Why should we get license of our work under Creative Commons license? To get credit for our work and contribution, as the user of our work has to give attribution to the creator of the work, and also not to allow somebody to steal our work and register it under copyright. He will get the credit. It suppresses the copyleft and open education movement. Therefore, better always you register under Creative Commons license any of your work. There are 4 basic components in Creative Commons license. One is CC BY, another is CC BY SA, third one is CC BY NCSA. I shall explain in the subsequent slide. What is CC BY? These are the types of Creative Commons licenses. CC BY, you have to give attribution to the work. You can reuse, redistribute, remix, repurpose, even commercial. Only thing is you have to give appropriate credit. Then CC BY SA, you have to give attribution here also. But Sherlock is additional point. You can reuse, distribute, remix, repurpose, even commercially, but you must give appropriate credit and also distribute your creation under the same license. Then third one is CC BY ND, attribution, but no derivatives. You cannot modify the OER. You cannot modify the video. You cannot modify the article. You cannot modify the image. No, nothing is permitted under this license. Then you have CC BY NC. Here, CC BY NC, the difference is you can use only for non-commercial works. For commercial works, it is not allowed. Then CC BY NC SA, attribution, non-commercial, share alike. You can reuse, distribute, but non-commercially only under the same license. Give appropriate credit. Then CC BY NC ND. Here also attribution is there, but non-commercial purposes only, and no modification possible. ND means no derivatives. NC means non-commercial purposes. Searching OERs available under Creative Commons license. This is the website for searching, ccsearch.creativecommons.org. A new Creative Commons search tool to find out the available free resources, OERs, for use in the development of MOOCs content. You can get the available OERs along with the Creative Commons license. As per the CC license, you have to make use of that OER. Examples of OERs licensed under Creative Commons licenses. One is video on the title, an introduction to open educational resources by Ebbe Elder, developed on December 13, 2017. It is licensed under CC BY 4.0 international license. It is the simplest license. The terms are, you have to give credit to the author. You can modify the video. You can use the modified video for commercial purposes also. You can also use the same video for commercial purposes also. You can get the Creative Commons license of different kind also, the modified video, the simplest one. All the courses, video lectures, assignments, etc. available under MIT Open Courseware are licensed under the Creative Commons license CC BY NC SA. See, this is the Open Educational Resources exam, another image. The education ecosystem comes to life by Open Courseware. Image license under CC BY SA. Flickr image CC BY ND license. 05 plant image by Flickr, CC by NC ND license. Example of an article under Creative Commons license. Improving presentation style published by the Teaching Center, University of Washington in St. Louis. It is licensed under the Creative Commons license, non-commercial, no derivatives. See, I am going to discuss now some important notes. Giving attributions appropriately when we make use of any OER is mandatory, is compulsory. We must give credit by duly acknowledging the author. We must strictly follow the terms and conditions of different kinds of CC licenses. Many OERs are kept in public domain without any licensing. There may be useful OERs in this category also, which can be made use of in the development of MOOCs by the duly acknowledging the creator of that OER. Licensing the OERs developed by us under Creative Commons license. Developing interest and useful OER totally original or by mixing some of the available OERs under CC BY license, preferably to your original. Then make sure that your work is copyrightable. Make sure that you have the rights on the work. Make sure how Creative Commons license operates. Be specific what you are licensing. Make sure that your institution allows you to license your work under CC license. Select your license. Here, this website will guide you to select your license and ultimately obtain the license you sought for. MOOCs courses, OERs, Creative Commons licenses. Any MOOCs means massive, open, online course. Any MOOCs course is developed in 4 quadrants model as done in SWAYAM courses. The first one is video lecture, then text matter, printed material, downloadable, then self-assessment questions, discussion forum. In all the above, there is role of appropriate use of OERs. Selection of appropriate open educational resources. This is the key in development of MOOCs courses, besides the creativity in story building on the subject. Coherence, language, style, and learner-centric teaching, learning, and assessment methods must be used. Make your own OERs for use by others. Here also, lot of command and depth in the subject knowledge, creativity, and expertise in using a given learning management system and integrating ICT tools play a vital role. List of open educational resources developed by me and published in YouTube. Channel name Professor B.V. Apparo. Learning outcomes based curriculum framework, curriculum design in higher education, part 1, part 2, part 3. How to formulate course learning outcomes guidelines. Learning outcomes based active learning strategies, part 1 and part 2. Learning outcomes based assessment in higher education. Learning through experience, John Dewey method. How do the students learn? Socratic method of teaching and learning. How do the students learn? A constructivist approach. Rubrics as an assessment tool for lab reports and project works. Teacher-student relationship. How to set good multiple choice questions. Is there really any role of reward and punishment in learning? Guidance, counseling, and mentoring of students. Motivation and learning part 1. Motivation and learning part 2. Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels part 1. Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels part 2. Bloom's taxonomy of learning levels part 3. Holistic education and secular spirituality. Holistic education integrated like that. There are several videos I have developed and published in YouTube. Open Educational Resources and Creative Commons Licenses Part 1 and Part 2 are also among them. Open Educational Resources in India. Intuitive learning, mapping of course outcomes with program outcomes, calculation of the attainment of COs and POs, pursuing 2 academic programs simultaneously. Like that, I have developed 80 videos so far. Right. This is the channel link. Professor B.V. Apparao is the channel link devoted to education. If you are very much interested in teaching profession, if you have any doubts, you can clarify all your doubts from one of the videos. Some more examples of the videos are the most important ways to improve your teaching, artificial intelligence in education, knowledge, skills, and attitudes in higher education. Conclusion. OER are extremely useful in teaching and learning any course, whether in contact mode or online mode. Learner-centric MOOCs are welcome at all levels of education. These promote learning at higher cognitive levels. Learner-centric MOOCs, which make the best use of OERs, are better than the courses in contact mode by poor teachers who demotivate students and kill their interest in learning. OER, MOOCs, Creative Commons license continue to impact education system at all levels, and the future higher education will be a blend of MOOCs and contact courses. The direction is clear and must be vectored. So now the question answer session. Questions, please. Any questions on this open educational resources are welcome. It will be a very good thing if you develop OERs which are useful to your students, which are useful to the students of other universities and colleges. SWAYAM courses are very important examples of OERs in India. Swayam Prabha video lectures are also great examples of development of OERs in India. OER movement is taking so well, is going on so well in India also. Spoken tutorial of IIT Bombay is doing very well in developing online courses, in offering online courses. NPTEL is also offering online courses. UGC has given permission for the registration for acquiring about 40% of the credits through online courses, through SWAYAM courses, provided your universities accept that, up to 40%. When you do not have the required faculty, you can advise the students to register for the SWAYAM courses. Any questions, please? There are tools for developing OERs. You can register through Creative Commons license by following the procedure, or you can publish in YouTube. Questions, please. You can unmute yourself and ask questions. Questions are most welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
What is the difference between open and free this platform? OER and that is open one.
Yeah. What is
And
your
free
question?
education. My question is regarding with the open educational resource and a free educational resource. What is the difference about this?
Both are same. Free
Okay.
educational
Thank you.
resources, open educational resources, both mean same.
Okay, okay, sir.
Actually, we call free and open educational resources. Among open educational resources, you have software. Those are called FOSS, free and open source software. Free and open source software also is a category of OERs.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions, please?
Good evening, sir.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Okay, sir. So I have one question.
Yeah.
In NEP, like MOOC or SWAYAM courses, there are 60-40 percentage is there, or any another criteria is there? Means 60% online, 40% offline.
40% only through SWAYAM courses.
Yeah, that is my question related to SWAYAM and NPTEL portal.
Yeah, 40% only. Only up to 40% UGC has given permission.
Permission for online MOOC courses.
Online. That also only SWAYAM or NPTEL. Only these courses, not any other course.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, there also your university has to give permission. Your academic senate has to give permission for the students to register for a particular SWAYAM course.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
After permission, they will be do the courses.
Yeah, only for those courses which your principal or academic senate will give permission, only such courses can be registered by the students.
By the students. Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Upper limit is 40%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So generally, very rarely you use the upper limit, only when you don't have faculty. In my opinion, contact courses are far superior to open educational resources courses, online courses. Only when you do not have faculty, you go for online courses through SWAYAM. But sometimes some difficult courses are there. Then you can teach the course. Simultaneously, you can ask the students to register for the same course through SWAYAM. That is also acceptable. So that the student will have the chance of learning from two good teachers. You are one good teacher, and the teacher who is offering SWAYAM is another good teacher. So from two different good teachers, he can have the what is called interaction. Therefore, he will be more benefited.
Yes, sir. Actually, in NEP, it is suggested that 60-40% ratio is there. So that's why I am asking.
UGC has accepted only up to 40% credits can be earned by the student through SWAYAM.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
As per our earlier discussion, the free and open, these are same one. But I think, yeah.
Free and open educational resources are same.
Okay. But I think free means there is no cost or there is no any.
There is no cost. There is no cost.
And also there is no any specific permission granted or any type of
No permission granted.
but for OER, I think there are certain specific permissions that should granted by an open license or any other.
No, only those who develop OERs can apply for Creative Commons license.
Okay, sir.
Only those who develop OER, the users of OER have to acknowledge the creator of the OER. That's all. Based on the license, suppose CC BY license, it is a free license. You can use the OER. You can acknowledge the creator of the OER. But if CC BY NC, you can use it only for non-commercial purposes. You cannot use for publishing a book. You cannot use that video for commercial purposes. So you have to see the Creative Commons license. There are 6 types of licenses. If it is CC BY ND, you cannot modify the OER for the benefit of the students. You have to use it as it is. If it is CC BY, then you can modify the OER. You can remix 2-3 different videos. You can create another video and you can make it for the benefit of the students. But the users of OER don't need any permissions. But they have to acknowledge. They have to give attribution. So I hereby acknowledge so and so from which OER I have used this material. And this video is created by so and so. I am using this video for your benefit. Like that, you have to give attribution, acknowledgement.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So in many cases, I am of the opinion you can make use of OERs in creating your own OER. As teachers, you can make different OERs, study them, and make your own OER. You can make use of the several OERs in developing MOOCs by yourself. Actually, developing MOOCs is given weightage now in your promotions. If you have developed one Swayam course, then there is an honorarium of 4 to 5 lakhs. Besides the cost of producing OER, cost of producing videos is borne by MHRD. The latest regulations have provided, great scope for innovations, contributions, development of OERs in promotions. I have developed 80 OERs, but I have provided them free in the YouTube channel itself, my channel itself. I did not prefer to go for Creative Commons license because YouTube is open to everybody. I am using ScreenPal tool, ScreenPal, SCREEN space PAL, ScreenPal tool for creating OER. There may be many other tools. There are many good questions. Some more questions are welcome. You can also make use of free and open source softwares for the benefit of the students. You teach them how to make use of free and open source software to solve problems.
Sir, one question from YouTube. The participant is asking, while we are developing our curriculum through the board of studies, how can we integrate these OERs, particularly not only for the MOOCs, but whatever may be the OER that has been available through the National Digital Libraries or another platform? How can we integrate these OERs in our curricula or the syllabus?
Yeah. You can give a list of OERs as the references for a particular course. Number one. Number two, in your teaching learning process, you can make use of a small video, about 3 to 4 minutes video related to the topic, for creating motivation and excitement to the student. You can also get several real-time problems, multiple choice questions, mini projects, idea for mini projects, for formative and summative assessment, as well as teaching and learning. Your teaching and learning can be greatly enhanced if you go through several OERs for getting new examples, new anecdotes, new models, which are available especially in OERs like MIT OCW. You can ask the students to go through the learning lecture notes given by some other teachers. You can integrate in the curriculum by way of references to OERs. Even some textbooks which are suitable can also be given as references, because open textbooks, they don't have any cost. So India, many students will not be able to purchase textbooks. You find out a good textbook, OER, that you give in the reference for a particular course. But you select, before selecting, you must be very, very careful, because the language must be understood by Indian students. English language must be understood by Indian students. Similarly, when you select a video, the pronunciation must be easily understood by the Indian students. Therefore, I always advise you, you develop OERs, which will be useful to your students and also other students in India. And it will be useful for not only to students, it will be useful to you also. In developing a particular OER, You have to enhance your depth of knowledge, your command on the subject. So you are going to be greatly benefited when you create your own OER. Besides the students and other colleagues in the country, it's a great service, great contribution to the country when you develop OERs. You see, when you use teaching methodology, you should be using different modes of teaching. These OERs will help you to develop your teaching in different methods, so that the students will have great interest in listening to your lectures.
Yes, friends, anyone has any questions or the queries, please ask the questions because it will be appreciable and it will clear our doubt. Sir, one more question from the YouTube.
Yeah, if there are no more questions, we can come.
Sir, one more question on the YouTube, if you could permit. One more question is there, sir, if you could permit, sir.
Any more questions, please?
Yes, sir. Apparel, sir, one more question is from there, YouTube from there. If you could permit, sir, we will take the question.
Yeah, please tell me the question, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, while these platforms like the Swayam and then the Coursera and the NPTL, I have myself tried to develop some kind of content for these courses. The participant is asking, but the quality of the video that that particular this platform suggested, how could we manage that particular quality and the content? Because many of the time, most of the contents are available on the Googles and they are not getting the SEO particularly.
Yeah. So selecting good OER is very, very important. The material available on Google definitely is not quality material, is not authentic material. Therefore, don't go through Google and finalize the material. That is not you. There are specific OERs. For example, MIT OCW is an excellent OER. I have given several examples of OERs. You go through those OERs. Swayam courses, definitely they are very good courses. Swayam Prabha video lectures, definitely they are very good video lectures. The courses organized by Spoken Tutorial IIT Bombay, the courses organized by NPTL also are very good courses. They are standard courses. You see, Swayam courses are screened in 3 stages. First stage, the script. The second stage, the videos. And the third stage, personal interview by the committee. So Swayam courses are of very good standard and developed by the specially chosen faculty in the country, by the best teachers, 1,000 best teachers in the country. They are developing Swayam courses. Right? So whatever you get in the Google, that is not authentic content. Several times there are mistakes. So you have today artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT. So even the information you get by ChatGPT will not be totally reliable. You will have some general idea, but that is not totally reliable. You have to go to the authentic OERs developed by great teachers. I have given several examples of OERs. You can use any kind of OER related to your particular subject. Please do not use the material which you obtain in Google which you obtain through ChatGPT, be critical about it. Be critical about it. Have another check on the authenticity of the information you obtain. Don't pass it on, the material given in the ChatGPT. Another point, when you give assignments, general tendency is the students go through ChatGPT and give the answers without critical thinking. So when you give assignments, you give problems that cannot be answered by ChatGPT. So you first ask that problem ChatGPT. ChatGPT will not be able to answer. Such problems you give to students so that they develop critical thinking, problem solving skills, analytical reasoning skills. That is important in higher education, not ready-made information. ChatGPT, in a way, is spoiling the graduate attributes required in higher education. So we have to be very careful in using the artificial intelligence tools. The human mind should not be replaced by artificial intelligence tools. That is a great eminent educationists have cautioned against the use of artificial intelligence tools just like that in higher education or school education. Whenever you develop OER or whenever you develop online courses, always you develop in 4 quadrants mode. First, the video lecture. Second quadrant, the printed material text. Third quadrant, self-assessment tests. Fourth quadrant, online discussion forum. That is very, very important. Even learning management systems like Moodle also are in 4 quadrant model.
Sir, I think there is no more questions. So, if you could permit, shall we conclude, sir?
Oh yes, we can conclude.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. So, on behalf of Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, Sant Garge Baba, Amravati University, and JS Gawande Mahavidyalaya, I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Apparao sir for such a wonderful session and insightful session towards the adoption and the uses of this OER. We are really thankful to you, sir, and your inputs we will definitely inculcate it in our teaching, learning as well as our research purpose. I once again extend my sincere thanks for your precious time and thought-provoking session here, and with the kind consent of Professor Apparao, sir, I would like to declare that this session will be over here. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and thank you, participants.